finished. Not just finished with her, finished as a man with self-respect. These aren't suggestions or gentle guidance. These are laws as absolute as gravity. Violate them and you fall every single time. Let's start with why you're really monitoring her. It's not because you care what she's doing. It's because monitoring gives you the illusion of control. If you know where she is, who she's with, what she's feeling, somehow you're still connected. Somehow you still matter. But here's the brutal truth. You're not connected. You're a ghost haunting someone who's already moved on. You're a stalker with a permission slip from your broken heart. Every time you check her profile, you're scratching an infected wound. It feels good for a second, then makes everything worse. You see her smiling in a photo and create a novel about how happy she is without you. You see her looking sad, 1-1, interpreting shadows on a wall and calling it reality. I counseled a man who checked his ex's Instagram 47 times a day. 47. He knew every person who liked her photos, analyzed every caption, studied every location tag. You know what? All that surveillance got him? Nothing but deeper psychosis. He was living in a virtual relationship with someone who'd forgotten he existed. When he finally blocked her and went cold turkey, he described it like coming out of a fever dream. Here's what monitoring actually does to your psychology. It keeps you in a state of perpetual activation. Your nervous system never gets to reset. You're always in fight or flight, always anticipating, always reactive. Your brain can't begin healing because you keep ripping off the bandage to peek at the wound. You're literally preventing your own recovery. Now, let's talk about hope. The phone. Living for the possibility of her return. Hope is not your friend. Hope is your prison warden, keeping you locked in a cell made of maybe and what if. The men who get their exes back are the ones who kill hope completely. Not diminish it, not manage it, murder it. They accept with absolute certainty that she's gone forever. They grieve like she died. They rebuild like she never existed. And paradoxically, this complete release is what sometimes creates the space for her return. But by then, they don't need it anymore. Here's a truth that will hurt. You're not hoping she comes back because you love her. You're hoping she comes back because your ego can't accept rejection. You can't tolerate being the one not chosen. Your hope isn't romantic. It's narcissistic. You need her to want you again just to prove you're worthy of wanting. This isn't love. It's addiction. The pressure is off. She doesn't have to manage your emotions anymore. She doesn't have to feel guilty about your pain. She doesn't have to dodge your attempts at connection. For the first few days, maybe weeks, your silence is her freedom. But then something interesting happens. The silence becomes loud. Where there used to be your constant presence, texts, calls, likes, views, there's now nothing. And nothing has weight. She starts to notice the absence. Not missing you yet. Just noticing the space where you used to be, like background music that suddenly stops. You don't realize you were hearing it until it's gone. Then comes the curiosity. Why did you stop? Did you meet someone? Are you okay? Is this a tactic, or have you really moved on? She might check your profile. Yes, she's checking too, but differently. You checked from desperation. She checks. The pressure is off. She doesn't have to manage your emotions anymore. She doesn't have to feel guilty about your pain. She doesn't have to dodge your attempts at connection. For the first few days, maybe weeks, your silence is her freedom. But then something interesting happens. The silence becomes loud. Where there used to be your constant presence, texts, calls, likes, views, there's now nothing. And nothing has weight. She starts to notice the absence. Not missing you yet. Just noticing the space where you used to be, like background music that suddenly stops. You don't realize you were hearing it until it's gone. Then comes the curiosity. Why did you stop? Did you meet someone? Are you okay? Is this a tactic, or have you really moved on? She might check your profile. Yes, she's checking too, but differently. You checked from desperation. She checks. Days is ego bruising. Wait, you're really done? You're not going to chase me anymore? Was I that easy to get over? Her narrative was that you'd always be there, always wanting her, always available as a backup plan or ego boost. Your absence challenges that narrative. It suggests maybe she wasn't as special as she thought. Maybe you weren't as weak as she believed. But here's the crucial point. None of this matters if you're doing it as tactic. Going silent to get her back is just another form of chasing. It's manipulation, not moving on. She'll sense the performance. Women have evolved for millions of years to detect fake disinterest from real disinterest. If you're going silent while still checking her profile, still hoping, still waiting, you're not silent. You're screaming in a frequency only she can hear. Real silence comes from decision, not strategy. You decide. More than her. Baby, this decision changes your energy completely. You stop vibrating at the frequency of need. You start vibrating at the frequency of completeness. Let me tell you about emotional addiction because that's what you're really dealing with. Your brain became addicted to her presence, her texts, her voice, her smell, her energy. When she left, you went into withdrawal. Real chemical neurological withdrawal. And just like a drug addict, you'll do anything for one more hit, one more conversation, one more chance, one more anything. But here's what addicts learn in recovery. The only way out is through. You can't taper off. You can't have just a little bit. You can't maintain controlled contact. You have to go cold turkey and endure the withdrawal. It's going to hurt like hell. You're going to feel like you're dying. Your brain will create 1,000. The moment you stop chasing her, something shifts in the universe. The constant texts stop. The desperate calls end. The pathetic social media monitoring ceases. And suddenly, for the first time since the breakup, she feels something she didn't expect. Your absence. Today, I'm revealing exactly what happens in her mind when you go silent. Why no contact is your only path to dignity. And the 2 golden rules that will either save you or destroy you completely. But first, let me tell you what you're probably doing wrong right now. You're checking her Instagram story. You're analyzing her posts for hidden meanings. You're torturing yourself with her online status, wondering who she's talking to at 2 a.m. Every check is a needle in your vein, giving you a microsecond of relief, followed by hours of agony. You're a junkie, and she's your drug. And until you understand this, why?